What's up, you guys? Sorry if my mic made a sound right there. It's been like 48 hours or something like that, or less. Had some things that I wanted to talk about, especially since the official hiring. It is officially that Mike Budenholzer is the Phoenix Suns' new head coach. And if I read correctly, he's our 22nd head coach in Phoenix Suns history. But yeah, definitely want to talk about some stuff here. I know I always say this and then it never happens, but this for real is probably going to be a shorter show. And by shorter show, I mean probably like 30 minutes, maybe 40. We'll see. Thank you to everybody that is in here. Appreciate each and every single one of you. Shout out to my guy, Hamo. Appreciate you being here. He says, let's go Suns Geek. And we got some other people in here. I'll try to get to everybody. I don't want to butcher this person's name, but I will pull up his comment right there. Daniel is here saying, hello, everyone. Happy Saturday. Sir Hamo says, love that intro music. And Michael is here as well. Then Bryce the Slice is here as well. Appreciate everybody that is being here. You already know the drill, you guys. Crush that like button. Absolutely crush the like button because it tells YouTube that I'm doing a good job around here. And it puts my content and my videos and my live shows out to more people. So seriously, share the show. Go tell your grandma, your cousin, your aunt, your uncle, your coworkers, your neighbors. Go tell everybody about Suns Geek. And I would really appreciate that, you guys. But yeah, you guys aren't here for that. You guys are just here to listen to me talk Phoenix Suns. And that's exactly what we are going to do. And we're going to start off here with I guess we'll just go to the Phoenix Suns Twitter I just think the graphics look better on Twitter. And we're not gonna read all of this. We're not gonna like react to each and every single thing. We're not gonna read every single thing. And a lot of this stuff I do have linked down below in the description. But let me just pull up this first one here. The Phoenix Suns welcoming Mike Budenholzer to the Valley of the Sun. And yes, Mike Budenholzer is officially signed with the Phoenix Suns. The Athletic reported a 5-year, $50 million deal for Coach Bud. Now, let me just make sure this looks okay here. Let me just kind of fix that real quick. You already know the drill, you guys. One-man show here. And hopefully everything looks okay on the screen. So, okay. So, again, we're not going to read all of this here, but there is just one specific part I want to read. Well, you know what? Screw it. We're going to read all of this because I really like this one. This is a quote from Mike Budenholzer. I am honored to be named the Phoenix Sun. Sorry. Wow. I just butchered that already. My apologies. Let's try that again. I am honored to be named head coach of the Phoenix Suns, the team I grew up watching. More on that later, by the way. I would like to thank Matt Ishbia, Josh Bartelstein, and James Jones for the opportunity to lead this team. I am grateful to have a talented roster of players who are ready to compete and a play style of basketball that will bring out the best in all of them and bring them together as we compete for championships. That last part I specifically want to read again. A play style of basketball that will bring out the best in all of them and bring them together as we compete for championships. I love it. Shout out to Suns fan. Shout out to Suns Fever. Shout out to Chantel. I hope I said your name right. Thank you to everybody that's here. Shout out to Brett, who is here as well. I love that quote. Now, again, you guys can go to the Suns Twitter, go to the Suns Instagram. There is a lot more on this. I even put the link that the Suns on their website did a whole press release, if you will, on this. Here's a little bit more on Mike Budenholzer, especially his roots to Arizona. But this is Matt Ishbia here saying, we are excited to name Mike as the head coach of the Phoenix Suns and bring him back to his home state of Arizona. I believe he's from Holbrook, Arizona, and I hope I said that right. Mike has proven himself to be among the most successful head coaches in the NBA. He is the right leader to take us to the next level and reach our championship goals. You guys, myself, many other Suns podcasts and creators are going to talk all off season long and probably during the regular season about the leadership, accountability, the big three, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to spend too much time on it today just because that's not really what this whole live show is about. It's just more welcoming Mike Budenholzer to the Valley of the Sun. But I got some other Suns related things I want to talk about. Just some stuff that I want to read and react to and all that. But again, you guys can go on the Suns Twitter. You guys can go on the Suns website and everything. I believe I linked it down below in the description, and it's all here. But I'm pulling it up for you guys so you can get a little sneak peek here. But let's keep going, you guys. I want to read a quote here from The Athletic, actually. There's been lots of articles and a lot of good stuff that is being written about Mike Budenholzer. But before we do that real quick, if I didn't do it already, I saw this going around today. One more thing we're going to react to before we get to the Athletic article. I believe Dwayne Rankin posted this. I think I saw Cameron Cox post this as well. And this also is from the Phoenix Suns website. This isn't just on Twitter. It's on the Suns website. This is how we pronounce, and I'm going to zoom in. Hopefully you guys can see this. And hopefully I am pronouncing his name correctly here. Mike Budenholzer. So it's Budenholzer. Did I say that right? I hope I didn't just butcher that. Mike Budenholzer. I know a lot of us, including myself, are probably going to say Budenholzer, Coach Bud, Coach Buds, whatever you want to call him. But on the actual NBA and Phoenix Suns website, it is pronounced Budenholzer. Did I say that right? Did I butcher it? Well, again, more on that on the Suns website, more on Suns Twitter. All the information's on the screen. It's linked down below. Brent has already shown his support, says, yes, you got the name right. I appreciate it. And yeah. Oh, and the Suns fan says, I grew up in Holbrook as well. That's awesome, man. I don't remember exactly when, but I'm pretty sure I've been to Holbrook at one point in my life. I don't remember too much about it, but I kind of wish I did now. But I believe I've been there, or at least traveled through there. So anyways, you guys, let's get to this little athletic article. Again, tons of reads on Mike Budenholzer. You guys can go educate yourselves. Just use Google, type in his name. You will find out a lot about him. But I want to start with this right here. I think I just love the way that this was written. And I feel like I'm reading this to you guys as optimistically as I can. Now, this is from The Athletic, from Doug Haller. I hope I pronounced his name right. Now, let me just lower this stuff real quick, the little graphics and all that. And hopefully you guys can read everything that's on the screen right here. But we're going to pull it up right here. And it says, sorry, I'm having some technical difficulties here. It won't be easy, but there's room for growth. The Suns underachieved last season, winning 49 regular season games. Now, you're going to see what I'm talking about here in a minute. Let me just get past this first part. The roster needs work. Phoenix last season lacked a true point guard, defensive stoppers, and depth. Problems that will be difficult to address, given it's a top-heavy structure. You guys already know that. We've talked plenty about that. But this is the key part that I really want to focus on. But the big three is a great starting point and will need to be maximized, just like how James Jones was talking about maximizing Kevin Durant to his fullest potential and everything. Here's the key part here. Budenholzer comes from the Greg Popovich coaching tree. He has experience coaching stars and will pay off here. He also has a strong offensive background. Let me repeat that. Comes from the Greg Popovich coaching tree, has experience coaching stars. He will pay off, or which will pay off here. He also has a strong offensive background. And then Doug goes on to write, his teams have relied on spacing and ball movement, which we didn't really see too much of that last season. They also have put up a lot of threes. Whether the Suns can win a championship with this group is debatable, but it was too soon to break it up and start over. Amen to that. This hire provides a better chance, maybe the last one. So I love that. I love the way that's written. Again, Doug Haller at The Athletic, links down below in the description. I already got all this stuff inserted in the description box and everything, along with all my other links. You can follow me on socials and all that. Check out other videos. But really, the biggest takeaway from here is, again, comes from the Greg Popovich coaching tree. He's been coaching since 1996, by the way. Mike Bud has. Sorry, I'm just trying to fix this real quick. How do I get this off my screen? What is going on with my life? So yeah, been coaching since 1996. Won multiple championships with the Spurs as an assistant. Then obviously won a championship against us in 2021. You know, is going to space the floor, shoot a lot of threes, more on 3-point shooting in a little bit here, and knows how to coach stars, and hopefully can get our big three to buy in, become better leaders, hold themselves accountable, hold the team accountable, and hopefully this is just a match made in heaven. Now, again, we're going to talk about that all off season long. I'm not even going to really touch on that too much, but I want to move on here. Now, speaking of the 3-point shooting, Gerald Bourguet has done incredible work. You know, they already do incredible work. Gerald does incredible work, etc. They're awesome. I love PHNX and everything. But Gerald had an interesting tweet here, and I've been reading a lot of his writing recently. I highly recommend that you do go check out PHNX because he has been writing like crazy. Lots of good stuff over there. But anyways, speaking of the 3-point shooting and spacing the floor, he had a tweet the other day here. And this is Mike Budenholzer's teams that have ranked, here's where his teams have historically ranked in 3-point attempts. Key word key thing here, 3-point attempts. I mean, first off, in short, all of these are in the top 10 but one. Now, I don't think he listed the years and the teams. And again, he's been coaching for a long time. You know, he had those Atlanta Hawks teams. I want to say he left the Hawks kind of when Curry and the Warriors started taking over, if I remember correctly. But still, you know, a lot of shooting, a lot of spacing the floor. So let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 of these. 9 of his teams have been in top 10 in 3-point attempts, historically ranked. And he says, if you wanted the Suns to shoot more threes, Mike Budenholzer should help there. 2nd, 7th, 6th, 16th, 7th, 2nd. That's hard to say really fast. 4th, 8th, 5th, 4th. Guys, if we are not in the top 10 in 3-point shooting attempts next season, you know what I mean? Then something is seriously wrong, okay? And again, that's a conversation for a future time. I mean, we got to obviously fill out the roster and everything and build around our core 5 and our big 3 and all that. But if we are not in the top 10 in 3-point attempts, I will be pretty disappointed. This tweet kind of got me excited, though. I hope that that's the case. Anyways, let's keep moving on here, y'all. I've already been rambling on for 15 minutes, and I said this is going to be a 30-minute show, and it's probably not going to happen. Anyways, okay. Real quick, you guys, kind of transitioning sort of away. I mean, you guys know how these shows work. It's all over the place. You know the drill by now, whatever. So I believe when Frank Vogel got fired and all this Mike Budenholzer stuff started popping up, I believe, and I'm not going to spend too much time on this because I don't really have too many thoughts on it. I just wanted to let you guys know there was something that was written, and I didn't screenshot it, unfortunately. But one of our assistants, David Fitzdale, from this past season, there was a report saying that he was expected, key word here, expected to join the front office role, but it was also in the same article that Shams in The Athletic wrote, or Shams, however you pronounce his name, I'm sorry. But he is not currently expected to accept it. So I know this sounds confusing, but this is exactly how they wrote it. The Suns are expected to offer lead assistant David Fitzdale a front office role, but a source briefed on Fitzdale's thinking indicated he is currently not expected to accept it. Now, the reason I bring this up is because, I mean, we're just going to have to kind of wait and see, but also David Fitzdale, I believe, was the assistant GM from the Utah Jazz for a couple of years. And then not to mention, many years of coaching, many years in the NBA. And then I didn't listen to the full podcast, but I believe Gambo from Arizona Sports, I believe it was him, reported or talked about, I don't know if there's any like real sources or whatever. I could be completely butchering this, but I think he mentioned how the Suns might be looking into hiring a president of basketball operations. And if I read it correctly, that person would be above James Jones. So there'd be the president of basketball ops, then James Jones is the GM. And I want to make sure I'm not butchering that, but I swear I read that. Now, let me just make sure. Let's just check here. I thought I linked it here. Well, maybe we can look at it later, but that's, again, it's just a rumor. We don't know. Let me see if this is it. Is this it right here? Nope. Okay, well, let's try to go. You guys are going to stick with me on this. We're just going to look at it. Okay, well, then let's do this. I know what to do. Okay, here we go. I think I found it, y'all. My bad, you guys. Sorry, this is a little improv in the show. Okay. Nope, that's not it. Aha. Wait, no, that's the David Fitzdale one. Well, I can't find it. Whatever. Wait. Okay, here it is. Perfect. I found it. My bad. Sorry, guys. Okay. Let's stay focused here. Speaking of the James Jones front office thing, thank you to Evan Cedri. I hope I pronounced his last name right. This is, and again, this all comes from Gambo from Arizona Sports. The Suns are considering restructuring their front office, which could include hiring a president of basketball ops to oversee James Jones, per Gambo. Now, again, he linked the podcast, so I don't exactly know what Gambo said yet. I haven't had time to listen to it, but that is what is being reported. James was originally promoted to president of basketball operations by former Suns owner Robert Sarver in 2022. So, and that's the thing, like last live show when we were reacting to Frank Vogel being fired and everything, and I've said this many times and I do believe it, I don't wish for anybody to lose their job. But like, when does James Jones start being held accountable? And I even, like, I know you guys don't care about the Lakers and we're not here to talk about the Lakers, but I said the same thing about Rob Pelinka, who I believe is the Lakers GM, and many other basketball GMs. When does like Rob Pelinka start being, held accountable for the Lakers struggles? And there's like probably 20 other GMs I could mention. How come those GMs aren't getting the fault and being fired? And again, I don't wish for anybody to lose their job, but I'm just saying. And look, I do like James Jones. He was here before we got good, and he's a great basketball mind and everything. But I was literally talking to a family member today, and I said, and my family member asked me, "Hey, what do you think about Frank Vogel being fired?" And I was like, "I'll just say this: it's not all Frank's fault. I know a lot of you think it is. That's how stubborn the Suns community can be sometimes. There is actual people out there that believe this was solely on Frank Vogel and everything was Frank Vogel's fault. If you believe that, I don't know what to tell you, because Frank Vogel wasn't out there playing 5-on-5. Anyways, I guess what I'm trying to say is, when does James Jones start being held accountable? And that's why I said last live show, is James Jones on the hot seat? And I'm serious. Like, is James Jones on the hot seat? I think he is, you guys. We're just going to have to wait and see. Like I said, you guys, this show is all over the place. Lots to talk about here, lots to react to. But let's keep moving on here. Let's go back to Mike Budenholzer for a minute. I like this tweet from Shane Young here. And this was tweeted out a couple days ago. Let's just share this tab. Yeah, let's click out of that. Okay, cool. So here's a great tweet from Shane Young. Covered the Phoenix Suns, does great work. Even prior to him covering the Suns this past season, did great work. I love following him. And I like this tweet right here. I'll zoom in a little bit so you guys can see it. Let me take a sip of my water and we'll read this. Once again, you guys, we're almost 22 minutes in, so crush that like button, share the show. All right, here we go. Shane Young says, Coach Bud has always been one of my favorites around the league, and he knows how to create a culture with everyone on the same page. Let's read that last part, shall we? He knows how to create a culture with everyone on the same page. The personnel is going to be vastly different than what Milwaukee had, but his philosophies should help the Suns on both ends of the floor. This tweet is so good. It deserves so many more retweets than it currently has. He knows how to create a culture with everyone on the same page. Unlike last season, but his philosophies should help the Suns on both ends of the floor. And then, he mentioned the personnel is going to be vastly different than what Milwaukee had. I think Brandon Clean from Locked On Suns had a tweet saying that he wouldn't mind Darvin Ham, who recently just got fired by the Lakers, I believe coached there for a couple of years, so that he wouldn't mind him, coming on as an assistant coach. And I kind of think I see what he's saying there. That'd be an interesting pickup, but who knows if Darvin Ham even wants to coach after what he dealt with, in Los Angeles and everything. But we're going to keep moving on here. You guys know me. I am a big Suns history person. That's an understatement. You guys can see my wall back here. I'm going to actually lift this up a little bit. There we go. Okay. I like this tweet here from Vince Marotta. You guys know him. And let's pull that up there. I made a video about one of these coaches that I'm about to name here. And it's still on the channel. You guys can go check it out. This was back, in 2020 when the league was shut down and everything. But Vince Marotta's tweet here says, Frank Vogel joins Butch Van Bredikoff, John Wetzel, Terry Porter, Igor Kokoshkov as Suns coaches who have lasted a season or less. I saw some other tweets that were like, Frank Vogel didn't even last the full calendar year. My guy John from Suns Jam Session said it was like Frank Vogel was hired like June 20th or something like that, and the Suns went like 25.5 hours without a head coach, just recently. So I thought that was funny. But I liked this tweet here because a lot of people don't know about the Butch Van Bredikoff stuff. Again, shameless plug. I made a whole video about it. He literally coached like 7 games and was fired by the godfather of Valley Sports, Jerry Colangelo. So yeah, I just thought that tweet was interesting. A little fun fact for all you Suns fans there. And it's funny because there's a quote tweet here from Matt Peterson, who used to work for the Suns, that says, people forget how impatient the godfather could be, first with coaches, then power forwards. I love that. That's a great tweet right there. All right, you guys. Let's keep going here. Speaking of Coach Bud, we got a couple more tweets to react to. Then we're going to talk some other Suns news because we received a little bit of Suns news-ish today that I think is worth talking about. We're obviously going to go over the 30-minute mark, but I'm going to try to keep this under 45 minutes. We'll see, though. All right. Okay, let's share this. So this kind of goes back to Shane Young's tweet, and I just want to just read this real quick. We won't spend too much time here. One of the qualities that stood out about Budenholzer is the ability to hold players accountable, something that was lacking under Frank Vogel. And even though this next tweet's a little negative, I do kind of agree with this. And I actually know this person who tweeted this. This is my friend Ryan. He says, It's quite sad that a veteran team with 2 to 3 stars needs to have a coach to hold their hand to be accountable. It's silly. A 50-plus NFL team with young, old, multiple positions, etc., I kind of understand. An NBA team with 5 on the floor and maybe a 10-man rotation, it's nuts. It's true, though. Like, this tweet's not wrong either. Like, it is kind of sad that we have to pay a coach to not coach us anymore and then hire a new coach, even more money, to hold our guys accountable. I actually agree with that tweet, even though it's, and you guys know me, I try to keep it positive here, but that sometimes that stuff needs to be said. Okay. But yeah, let's keep going on here. What is this tweet right here? Okay. We'll react to that later. All right. Well, let's move on here to some other Suns news. This actually just came out today. And the article is linked below. And we're going to just read a part of it because I don't want to, you guys know, I don't want to do that. But anyways, the credit linked down below. It's all there. So this comes from Arizona Central or the Arizona Republic. Dwayne Rankin wrote this. Now, I don't know if he talked to Drew Eubanks over the phone or something, or maybe Drew was at the arena and he bumped into him. I don't know where all this comes from. But he was reporting today, and let me just pull up the tweet here. Going back to Evan Sedry here, who pretty much quote tweeted Dwayne on this. Here we go. And I know a lot of Suns fans are not going to like this, but this is what is being reported. Don't kill the messengers. And I'm going to say messengers because Dwayne Rankin was the first one to report this. I'm just here reacting to it. Don't kill the messengers. Drew Eubanks will likely opt in to his $2.6 million player option with the Suns per Dwayne Rankin. The article is right there. It's in the description. Heck, I'll even just copy it for you guys so you guys can go read it. But again, it's in the description if you want to check it out later. This is a real report. Now, there is more to this, so just calm down, everybody. Calm down. We're going to get to it. First off, the one thing that's kind of getting overlooked here, and I'm going to pull up what it says. Let me just fix my camera here. I already see people saying, no, Drew Eubanks, why? So here's the big part that's being written here. The Phoenix Suns and Drew Eubanks are on the same page, regarding his season with the team. Quote, this is Drew Eubanks quote. The full organization wants me back next, and I want to be a Phoenix Sun next year, Eubanks said. Now, here's the thing. A lot of people are forgetting this, and it's written here. Drew Eubanks has a player option for next season. When we signed him, we offered that player option. People forget that. But Eubanks has a player option for next season, as he has until June 29th to exercise it, along with Eric Gordon, Josh Kogi, and Damian Lee. And then, quote, from Drew Eubanks, I'm going to make the best decision for my family and I when the time comes. So, in short, Arizona Central, Dwayne Rankin apparently talked to Drew Eubanks, and Drew Eubanks said, and I quote, the full organization wants me back next season, and I want to be a Phoenix Sun next year. Drew Eubanks has a player option, but he has until June 29th to exercise it. And then, quote, I'm going to make the best decision for my family and I when it comes. So, I know a lot of Suns fans. Let me just pull this down. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of Suns fans, and I've already seen the reactions on Twitter. I've seen it. Trust me, you guys. I have sort of an unpopular opinion here, and I hope I don't lose subscribers or viewers for saying this. I'm not saying that this is the correct, I'm not saying okay, let me try to phrase this properly. I'm not saying Drew Eubanks coming back is the right answer right now, but To Drew Eubanks' credit, and really think about this, you guys. I'm going to full screen myself for a minute. Really think about this. To Drew Eubanks' credit, at least the dude competed in the playoffs. Because guess what, Suns fans? I'm going to drop a harsh reality to you guys here. In my personal opinion, I didn't see much competition out there. I didn't see much competing and heart out there during the playoffs. But I definitely saw Drew Eubanks competing. I mean, at least the dude tried. I'll give him that. Even Anthony Edwards, you can go look up this video on YouTube. It was like during one of their press conferences, and he was talking to somebody. He was like, Drew Eubanks played good for them, man, because he did. And I'm not saying, oh, because he played well in the playoffs, he should deserve to come back. But, like, at least the dude competes out there. And as I mentioned prior to this, the thing that does get overlooked here is he has a player option. Like, if he decides it's the best move for him and his family, it doesn't matter if Suns fans don't want him back. Doesn't matter. Like, he can accept it. Even if James Jones and everybody changes their mind, he can be like, yeah, I'm opting in. Sorry. Now, I believe they can probably trade him after that, but you guys get the point. He can come back. And I saw one comment in the chat here. He's a decent third stringer. Yeah, Saul says he's a good third stringer. And, like, I agree. Like, I don't know what our team's going to look like next year. I don't know what our big man position is going to look like next year. But if he's coming off the bench, third string in it and everything, I'm fine with that because we need a little continuity. We need a little bit of chemistry. We need guys that are actually going to play hard and compete out there. So, yeah, like Saul says exactly what I just said. Like, it's a player option. Suns have no choice if he opts in. Exactly. Like, I just wanted to let you guys know. Okay, so Drew Eubanks may or may not be coming back. Has the player option. We'll just have to see. Let me know in the comments if you're watching this later. Let me know in the chat what you guys think. I'm already seeing some mixed reviews here. A lot of people don't want it, but we'll see, you guys. And again, it's a long off season. You guys are I'm gonna sound like a broken record when I say this. It is a long off season, Suns fans. Anything can happen. Like Jordan, this is clutch comment right here. LeBron is coming to Phoenix. Like, it's a long off season, y'all. LeBron is coming to Phoenix, y'all. Okay, anything can happen. We'll just have to wait and see. Okay, so everybody, just take a deep breath. Ready? And out. Okay, are we good now? Are we calm now? Let's keep moving on here, you guys. Just going to react to a couple more tweets, then we're going to get out of here. Ooh, one more thing about Drew Eubanks. I forgot to bring this up. Gambo had a tweet on this. I completely overlooked it. Now, I don't know what the original tweet said, because for some reason, the original tweet, I'm not able to view it because the person doesn't allow their tweets to be viewed. As you can see, you are unable to view this tweet because the person owner limits, I don't know, whatever. Then somebody responded, what he say? Valley Mets responded, he said Eubanks won't be back. Then Gambo responded to Valley Mets, as you can see here. John Gambadoro from Arizona Sports said, under Vogel, he was not expected to be. Can't say how Mike Budenholzer feels about him. No idea yet. So, John Gambo reported not too long ago that Drew Eubanks would not be back. And I think maybe Eric Gordon? I could be wrong on that. That was what Gambo said prior to the Mike Budenholzer hiring. Then Mike Budenholzer takes over. Gambo responds. Now, these are just normal Suns fans responding to these tweets. And then Gambo says, right here, under Vogel, he was not expected to be. Can't say how Bud feels about him. No idea yet. So we will just have to see, Suns fans. We will see what happens, y'all. All right, couple more tweets, and then we're going to get out of here. Real quick, I don't know why this popped up on my Facebook, but I thought that this was interesting. And I'm not signed on to my Facebook on this computer, but this is a cool little picture here of our new head coach. Let me see. How does that look on your guys' end? Okay. Hopefully you guys can read all that. But it says, this is from the Tribune News. Mike Budenholzer, former Milwaukee Bucks coach who was born and raised in Holbrook, is planning to be the new head coach of the Phoenix Suns. Here's a photo of Mike playing against, sorry, let me try that again. Here's a photo of Mike playing against Round Valley during his time at HHS. Welcome back to Arizona, Mike. So that's pretty cool. No, that's as big as that picture gets, huh? Well, I zoomed in a little bit for you so you guys can see it, but that's a cool picture. I thought that was fun. That's our head coach when he was younger. So I like that. Let's react to one more tweet here. Then maybe we'll get to a couple more comments and we'll wrap up the show. Just a fun little tweet here from Done by Dill on Twitter. I love this. He's always hilarious with these graphics and these images. He says, "Sup, bud?" I love it. That's so good. Shout out to Mike Budenholzer. Welcome to Arizona. Welcome to the Valley of the Sun. I am personally excited to have you as my head coach. Fingers crossed, I am literally hoping and literally going to pray that this is a match made in heaven and we can have a successful season next year and we can go to the finals and win an NBA championship. Fingers crossed. And I hope that Mike Budenholzer is our coach for many, many years. And I truly do believe that, y'all. Okay, guys, so I will get to a few comments, a few questions. How about we go for like 5 more minutes? So if you have a comment, if you have a question, if you have a concern, anything, put it in the chat now. I'll try to scroll up as far as I can to get to the ones that I missed. But if you have a comment, question, let me know. We got 145 people in here. Crush that like button. And while I'm waiting for responses, just want to let you guys know, little shameless plug here, little me moment here. Tomorrow is my birthday. Yeah, Sunday, May 12th is my birthday, same day as Mother's Day. And real quick, if you guys are a mother or you're celebrating Mother's Day tomorrow, first off, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, especially the really good mothers. Happy birthday to my mother, Mama Sons Geek. I love you. Happy Mother's Day. And if you are celebrating tomorrow or you're a mother, happy Mother's Day to you. But yeah, tomorrow's my birthday, man. I'm excited. And don't really have anything too crazy planned. I've done all my partying days and everything. I think, honestly, I'm probably just going to maybe relax, play some video games, spend time with the fam. And, but hey, you already know if there's breaking Suns news, even if it is my birthday, I'll go live and talk about it. Okay, guys. So let's see here. Nicholas says, Coach Bud will be good. I agree. Jordan says, let Drew, Eric, Josh go and sign James Harden. That's funny. I like that. Let's see. Maya says, Bud coached Giannis. He threw up at Drew. I'm sorry. I don't know why I heard that comment. Chuckster14, appreciate you being here, man. Says, what's up, geek? Okay, let's see. Chuckster says Kevin Durant is a coach killer. All right, here's where we're going to get to the question. So again, excuse me, get your comments, questions, concerns in right now. I will try to read as many of them. And thank you all for the birthday wishes. Cheers. All right, first question from Danger 369. Says, Geek, point guard options. It's happening no matter what. Let's be real. Definitely agree with the last part of your comment. I read an article on Bright Side of the Sun recently. That was just kind of a fun article. I believe AZ Sports Zone wrote it. I think his name is Brandon. And he wrote it on Bright Side of the Sun. Maybe I can pull it up and you guys can go read it for yourself. Let's see. Suns targets. Was that it? Yep. Here we go. Now, I don't want to read this whole article and everything, but to answer your question, I don't really have personal targets right now. I haven't gotten there yet. You guys know me. I'm a busy guy. I probably should have Suns targets. I'm not really answering your question here. I understand that. But let me just answer the last part of the question. or the last part, if you will. I believe it should happen. And at first, like when we first started the big three and everything, I was like, yeah, we don't need a point guard. Bradley Beal, Kevin Durant, Booker, they'll be fine at point guard. Then I was like, yeah, we probably do need a point guard. And then around the trade deadline, I was like, hey, we should go get a point guard. And then, we saw what happened. And I know Matt Ishbia and James Jones are like, hey, we don't need a point guard because then the ball will be out of the big three's hands, but we really need a point guard. We really do. I don't have any personal targets. Again, you can go to brightsideofthesun.com, read their way too early targets. Let me just read a couple names on this list. These aren't my names. It's Bright Side of the Sun's names. Let's see here. First off, some of the names were LeBron James and James Harden. And by the way, John wrote an excellent piece. John's the Bright Side manager at Bright Side of the John is the site manager at Bright Side of the Sun, host of the Suns Jam Session podcast, wrote a hilarious, well-written, awesome article on LeBron James. You all should seriously go read it. I'll link that article too. I mean, I love Bright Side of the Sun, so I'll give them all the promo all day because they deserve it. Seriously, whether you love LeBron James or hate LeBron James, go read this article. It is hilarious. It even got a shout out on Arizona Sports recently. So go read that article right now. Okay. So we got LeBron James, James Harden, but let's get to some serious names. Chris Paul. Again, not my names. These aren't the names, targets that I'm thinking of. This is Bright Side of the Sun. Chris Paul. Now, he goes on to write, reunite him with the fellas and bring LeBron on board to get crazy and old. What about Russell Westbrook? KD Russ reunion on a vet minimum. Kyle Lowry, but I think he'll probably stay with Philly, but we'll see. I know there's the Alex Caruso thing, but that just seems like a pipe dream. That's never going to happen. Dennis Schroeder? Now, he says, also been flirting with this one for a while. Chris Dunn, defense and playmaking? I don't know. There's a lot of targets out there. Again, those are just some of the names. Now, there was one name in here that somebody had in the chat here. Ivan. I hope I said your name right. Again, thank you to everybody for all the birthday wishes. I appreciate it. Ivan says, point guard, realistic options. TJ McConnell, Tyus Jones. I'm going to go with the last one here, Tyus Jones, just because, one, the Pacers are still in the playoffs, so they're not thinking of trading to TJ McConnell right now. I know that that's been a dream for a while. I know the U of A connection and everything, but I don't think it's going to happen. But Tyus Jones could be a serious option if James Jones and Matt Ishbia quit being stubborn and pursue a point guard. Want to know what team he's on right now? The Washington Wizards. And although this sounds kind of weird, I've talked about the Washington Wizards a lot on this channel. They are in, well, this upcoming season will be year 2, but they are in year 2, year 1 of a year 1.5 of a very, 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 very long rebuild. And Tyus Jones is on that team. We need a point guard. We don't need an all-star point guard. We don't need a superstar point guard. We just need a point guard. And Tyus Jones is a point guard. Go get Tyus Jones, Matt Ishbia, and James Jones. Go do it right now. If anybody from the Suns is watching, go get Tyus Jones. I'm like 90% sure he's available. Jordan, I would love to answer this question, man, but he says, any crazy trades you think the Suns will make this summer, or will we go all in on free agency? I don't think we're going to make many trades. There's not too much to trade. I think we're all going to go in on free agency. We're not going to have any draft. Well, we have draft picks. Well, a draft pick, but we're not going to use that pick. So if anything, that draft pick's going to get traded for a player, maybe. And yeah, that's my answer to that. Blaze Megatron, thank you for the birthday wishes. Jordan, Brent, Chuckster, Danger, Fabio, McCole, everybody. Thank you for the birthday wishes. All right, let's see. Just trying to get some comments here. Ooh, good question from Ivan. Do you think we can bring back Kelly Oubre Jr.? Man, I wish. And I'm not even saying that because he had a good season for Philly. And yes, he did have a good season for Philly. He competed for them in the playoffs, by the way. He got picked up for like, I don't know if it was the minimum, but it was like super cheap. And the Sixers got him late in free agency. And the Suns were just sitting there diddling their fingers, just doing whatever, taking a sip of their water like I'm about to do. That's what they were doing. Signed. I think Kelly Oubre could have helped us this season. And look, maybe my Sixers friends, you know, my guy Romp, Philly Take with RB, etc. Maybe they know a lot more. Well, not they do know a lot more than I do on Kelly Oubre's current situation. But if I had to look at it from an outsider's perspective, I think Philly's going to keep him because Philly's got a lot of, I believe they got a lot of salary cap room this year. And I think they're going to kind of just clean house and just build around Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. But I could see Kelly Oubre being a part of that. Ooh, speaking of the Sixers, Mo Bamba, that might be a target. That would be a decent backup center. I've always been a fan of him. I know that he gets a lot of criticisms, and I know he hasn't lived up to a lottery pick, but I like Mo Bamba. I would not mind him on this team. Let's see. In my opinion, KD and the big two are at worst their main job because of extended ball handling, which turns into ISO ball because they are point guarding themselves. If I'm reading this correctly, besides KD, the big two are worse. Okay, so I think what he's saying is Bradley Beal and Devin Booker are not true point guards, too much ISO ball because they're point guarding themselves. The way I look at it, y'all, is sure, you want the ball in the big three's hands like James Jones and Matt Ishbia have been saying, but I look at it like you have a point guard out there that takes the pressure off of Booker and everybody, because we saw like Nurkic take the ball up, Grayson Allen take the ball up, start setting up the offense. That's what a point guard would do. Booker, KD, and Beal can get to their spots, especially with Mike Budenholzer coaching, spread the floor and launch those threes. Or backdoor cut or something. I don't know, man. Maya says a better center would be Serge Ibaka. Maya, I appreciate your support, and I understand your comment, but let me just say this. I don't even remember the last time Serge Ibaka was in the league. I don't think he has anything left. For all I know, he probably is retiring. Hey, now, if this was like Serge Ibaka 5, 6, 7 years ago, hell yeah. But yeah, I don't think he's got anything left in the tank. At least last time I checked. Okay. Jordan says bringing back Kelly Oubre would be awesome. I agree with that. Yeah, just my final thoughts on Kelly Oubre too. I've always loved Kelly Oubre. I think his time in Phoenix gets overlooked. He did a lot for us, and you could argue we don't have the team we have now without Kelly Oubre. Maybe I'll make a whole video on that one day. That'd be a good idea. We'll see. Howard says, Oubre quit on the Suns during the bubble. First off, I'm not saying I fully disagree with you, but he did have an injury. And I'll kind of sound like an Oubre stan here and kind of defend him. That was a different time. That was like when the pandemic was like really in full effect. And at one point, we didn't even know if Ricky Rubio was going to be there. Okay. Just saying. And Howard, no disrespect, but if you think Oubre quit on us during the bubble, then you're overlooking everything else he did when he was here. Okay. I know there's some Kelly Oubre haters out there, but come on, man. Anyways. All right, y'all. I think that's probably going to be it. One more comment here. I have a feeling something amazing is going to happen with this roster. Fresh energy with Mike B. That's a positive comment to end on right there. Great comment, Danger. I have an amazing I have a feeling something amazing is going to happen with this roster. Fresh energy with Mike Budenholzer. All right, y'all, shameless plug moment. Then we're going to get out of here. I love how I say like, oh, we're going to go 30 minutes. We're going to go 45 minutes. And then we go like almost an hour. I haven't promoted this as much as I probably should have. And no, I'm not making any money off this because it's not technically my merch, but I don't care. It's got my name on it. Can you guys see my hat right here? Thank you, Suns Fever. He says, thanks, Geek. Another great show. I appreciate you. That really does mean a lot. But you see my hat right here? Yeah, it's got my name on it. I don't care. It feels like my merchandise. We're going to react to this real quick because I haven't really, promoted this as much. If you want to buy this hat, or at least this logo, it could be like stickers, it could be like a mouse pad or a t-shirt. We're going to go on the website, redbubble.com. It's the Suns Jam merchandise. You can go get a whole bunch of Suns Jam merchandise as well. But that's my logo, y'all. My guy John from the Suns Jam Session podcast made this for me. And you can go and buy this hat that I'm wearing right now. Like here's the dad hat, for example, $20. I mean, probably after like shipping and stuff, it'll be like 27 or almost 30 because of taxes and all that stupid stuff. But go buy this hat, please. Go support John. Here's kind of what it looks like on somebody, as you can see there. But it's not just hat. Maybe you're not a fan of the hat and you want like a t-shirt or stickers. If you buy this merchandise, oops, there's a little advertisement. How do I click out of that? There we go. If you buy this t-shirt, y'all, or anything that says Suns Geek on it, or even Suns Jam, tweet me, and I will retweet it. I will share it because you guys are supporting me. And if you support Suns Jam as well, you're supporting me. So yeah, seriously, guys, I'm going to put the link right now in the chat. Go buy this stuff. Even if it's just like a sticker, I would appreciate it. Go support Suns Jam. They got a whole bunch of merchandise on their site as well. So I'm going to post that link right now in the chat. Go buy yourself a Suns Geek shirt and hat. I'm going to try to do more of this promo. I was like, oh, like when I bought this hat after John made it for me, I was like, oh, I'm gonna launch my own merch site. I've been lazy, y'all. I have a second job outside of this. I get tired when I come home from the Zed job, and eventually I will launch my own merchandise and I'll have Suns Geek and all that good stuff. But anyways, you guys, I'm done. I think this was a good show. I wanted to go live tonight and just do something before Mother's Day, do something before my birthday tomorrow. So again, if there's any breaking news tomorrow, no matter what, I'll be live. And I do appreciate each and every single one of you who tuned in. We had like over 150 people at one point in here. So you guys are all amazing. Shout out to my guy, Legends Productions. Appreciate you being here, man. Go check him out. Does great content. Check out Legends Productions on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter. Seriously, go follow him. He's great. And you guys are all great. Thank you all for the great birthday wishes. Danger says, thank you all in chat and Geek for a solid show. I appreciate you. Jordan says, you should do a 2-hour stream one day. Well, I almost did one the other night. It was an hour and a half. Well, no, it was like an hour and 20. And I remember after game 3, I did an hour and a half show, and I was not sober during a lot of that show. I'm not going to lie to you guys. So yeah, maybe one day we'll do a 2-hour show. It says, yes, sir. Appreciate you, bro. Hope you have a good birthday. Thank you, man. Thank you all, you guys. I'm done preaching. I'm done talking. I love you guys. You already know the drill. Crush that like button. Share the show. Tell people about Suns Geek. Let's get these videos and live shows out to more people. God bless you guys. Stay safe out there. Be nice to each other. Be patient with each other. And I know we've been waiting 56 years for a championship, but please have patience with the Phoenix Suns. Believe in the Phoenix Suns. Cross your fingers. It's going to be a long summer, but it's going to be a crazy summer. And I'm excited, y'all. I love y'all. God bless. Peace out. Win or lose, Phoenix Suns for life. And go Suns. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Love you guys.
up, Suns?